Welcome to the podcast. My name is Charles. It has been an eventful week. I am so grateful that a lot of you tuned in to listen to the podcast. You did what needs to be done. I have a story. This week was so funny. If it's not for the fact that I am where I am, I will be tearing singlets. Like literally. So let me get into it for you. I went to the gym sometime this week. I cannot remember the particular day this week. Went in there. I got to the gym. This man was coming out of the gym. The door was already open, so I did not need to use my fob. So I went in, and there is a tongue style. Those of you who may not be familiar with what a tongue style is some of this thing that you have at football stadiums that you used to go in, or you can have them in some businesses, supermarkets, and things like this. They have it and they have it at the gym where I go to. So I was about to use my fob. This crusty, dusty, good for nothing man was like, go in, go in. And I was like, what? He was so disrespectful. Some people, when they behave and act towards people, it's as if you are non-existent. Like, as if I'm invisible. I said to myself, devil, not today. Not today. My freaking goodness. I held myself together. I said, Charles, no, don't do it. Don't do it. I was like, I'm not going to do that. So I just turned and looked at him to make sure that I recognized what he looked like for context, because I want to know what he looks like. I want to know who I'm speaking to. I want to know who is moving mad. I want to know who this Higi Haga man is. I looked at him. I recognized him. I went into the gym, undressed, got ready to walk out. As soon as I was undressing, he walked right outside. He didn't even walk out. That did not make any sense to me. I am so grown. Because if this was like 20 years ago when I was in like high school or secondary school or whatever they call it, I will be tearing singlets. Because I was so angry, I rang my partner. I rang my guy. I said, look at what happened. And I just like ranted at him and whatever. And he said, oh, it's fine, it's fine. Let's get into the episode today. Last week was amazing, as I was saying. We're going to be unpacking stereotypes and misconceptions of being queer and LGBTQIA+, especially in Nigeria and Africa, how it shapes people's social attitudes and things like this. The thing is, a lot of people think that being gay is something that is bad. They have a lot of things in their head. There are stereotypes, there are myths. You hear a lot of madness. I am going to tell you this. Coming from a personal place of my personal experiences and the madness that I have experienced, there's a lot of things that has been said to me, especially now being on social media and being visible. Some people think that gay people wear pampers. They do all of these things. I have received the most annoying and disrespectful insults. And we move. We're going to go through these things. I'm going to go through it with you one by one after the other. We are going to do it. God, some people are stupid. Some people are stupid. Some people have no common sense. I mean, I have been asked so many weird and good for nothing questions. And I'll be like, who is your mama? Who is your mom? Who raised you? Questions like, how did you know that you're gay? And then you explain to them, and then they will tell you that you're lying. They will tell you that you don't know what you're talking about. I feel like a lot of people refuse to learn. They don't just want to learn. You can learn. It is easy and easier these days for you to learn things. A lot of these people don't want to learn. You have your mobile phone in the palm of your hand. It is easier these days for you to find information. So they will be like, why are you gay? When did you know that you were born gay? When you explain to them, you explain everything. You explain it, you break it down, you dissect it for them, they will still go back to saying to you that you are lying. It is tiring to explain to people who don't have common sense. So let's get into exploring stereotypes. Boys and girls, my non-binary sisters and brothers, my queer folks, my goodness. Can we start with that? Being LGBTQIA+, homosexual is un-African. I have heard this on numerous occasions. I have heard this from people that are very educated, as they say. I don't even know where to start. What I'm going to say to you is that queerness has always been in Africa. If you think I don't know what I'm saying, go and check. Google is your friend. You can check about the Nzema people in Ghana. You can check about the Buganda kingdom. You can check in Egypt and things like this. There has been queer people. There has been queer African kings, LGBTQIA plus individuals and homosexuals, lesbians, queer people, trans people have been existing thousands and thousands of years before you and I existed. It has always been in Africa. What is most of your problem is that you conflate being queer and homosexual with religion. It has always been in Africa. I have heard things like, oh, it was brought to Africa by the Westerners to reduce our population. There have been so many nonsense that I have heard that sometimes I will begin to wonder, do you not have common sense? What I'm trying to say to you that is that if you go as far as checking things, there has been LGBTQIA plus identities everywhere in Africa pre-colonization. It has been there. In pre-colonial African societies, we had queer people. When it comes to African, I don't know if cosmology is the right word to use, but stay with me here. We believe that you love people's spirit. So gender and sex does not really matter. What changed was colonization. A lot of people who come to us as queer people who say all of these things, that being gay, being queer, being LGBTQIA plus is not something that happens in Africa, don't know what they are talking about. If you go back and read your history and read about things and research, you will find out that there have always been queer people. Even in Nigeria, I remember this vividly as a child. There's someone called Area Scatter. They were very popular. A lot of the times I grew up in Kano, actually, and I've seen a lot of queer people everywhere, and it never used to be as violent as it is today. What brought all of this nonsense to us is colonization. The Nzema tribe in Ghana is something that is known. There have been same-sex union in Africa pre-colonization. This is something you need to check for yourself. I'm not a historian, but I do know that there are men, there are women that are over 80 years old in Africa that are gay people. It is nothing new. So before you come and speak out of your seasoning barren mouth, you need to go and research. You don't have to go to the library to check and get information. You better start doing the job. It is not our job as queer people to continue to educate you. Some of you who come to our platforms, who comes to speak crazy to us, sometimes I wonder what the problem is, because you do not make any sense. Some of you come and claim that you don't like us. You insult us, but deep down, you are all, in reality, actually not deep down. In reality, all of you are either lesbians, gays, or non-binary and things like this. Because of colonization and religion, which is violent, because religion is violent and is divisive and it is aggressive, tend to come and say to us, oh, God will punish you. God will do this to you. Yada, 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 yada. I thought that religion is about love. It's about care. Why do you have to be violent with it? And upon that, you're telling me that it is non-African. It is un-African. Okay, if homosexuality is un-African, do you think Christianity is African? Do you think evangelical Christianity that is radicalized is of Africa? Some of you don't think with your faculties. You don't have common sense. What some of you are actually suffering, which I'm not a psychologist or a therapist or a specialist, but I just think that some of you are suffering from religious psychosis, honestly, because you say that this is from the white man, but the version of religion that you subscribe to is something that was brought to you by colonization. If you're going to accept that, why are you not accepting homosexuality, lesbianism, and queer people if you think they are not from Africa? Because you've accepted something that is not from Africa, right? Which is the version of Christianity that you believe in. So if you accept that, why are you not accepting homosexuality that you think that the white man brought to you, that you think that is not of Africa? It doesn't make any sense to me, because if you think about it, which means that Christianity is not from Africa, isn't it? Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but you know what I mean, if that makes any sense. So another one is being gay is a choice. Uh, I'm laughing. Do you think that I, Charles, me, will choose for my family, some of them not to speak to me, for society to be unkind to me, for people to be mean to me, for people to literally hate me? Do you think anyone would choose that? Think about it. If it was a choice and a lifestyle, people are not going to choose to be gay. People are not going to choose to be lesbians. People are not going to choose to be trans women and trans men. We are born who we are. We are gay people. We are queer people. God made us this way. We are born this way. Nobody chooses to be homosexual. It is not a choice. I have always known that I'm different. I explained this in the past episode, in the previous episode, where I said that as early as 6 years old, I realized that I was different. I did not know what it was called, but I knew that I was special. I was unique. When I got to puberty, when I started having my sexual awakening, that is when I knew that I was attracted to boys. And then as I became an adult, I'm attracted to men. I went to secondary school. That's when I knew that it was called homosexuality. Okay? Do you get that? Okay. Right? The truth of the matter is, this is one of the most harmful stereotypes when it comes to being queer. Because people will say to you, oh, it is a lifestyle. It is this and this and this. For me, as someone that is born gay, that thank goodness, I have never been abused by anybody, sexually and otherwise. That has never been my story. Nobody taught me to be who I am. I was born this way. We are born this way. This whole thing about choice, that you've chosen to be who you are and things like this, can be very, very frustrating and harmful. It is harmful. It is. The thing is, a lot of people that are gay, that are lesbians and LGBTQIA plus, struggle with who they are anyway. If you are from Africa or you are a person of African descent, there is a struggle there already. Do you think that people would choose to be struggling and for their family to hate them? Let me just give you a personal story of myself. Two of my brothers don't speak to me because I am homosexual. I am ostracized when it comes to them. I don't know if I will ever have any relationship with them. That is something that I have dealt with. I have made peace with that and I have grieved and I'm okay with that. Do you think I don't or will never want to have a relationship with my brothers? One of them I don't want to have anything to do with, but the one I want to have something to do with, do you think I would not want that? Do you think I want my family not to like me or not to love me? Do you think I want to be excommunicated? Nobody will choose to be gay. Nobody will choose to be a lesbian. For me, as someone that has worked on myself immensely over time, I will tell you something. It is not easy to be who we are, especially if you are a person of African descent. If you are from Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, Zimbabwe, Zambia, everywhere, Jamaica, it is not easy. Why will I choose for people not to like me? All of you are looking at me that I'm going to go to hell. You're looking at us that we're going to go to hell, which I don't believe. But let's roll with what some of you believe in. Why should I then make myself feel that way by choosing to be gay? Being gay is who we are. It is who we are. We are born this way. I am Charles. I'm gay. And I'm not going to apologize for it. I am unapologetically a homosexual. Another stereotype that really, really makes me laugh is when people say that gay people are promiscuous. So what happens is they tend to associate homosexuality with promiscuity. And that is not true. It is not all about sex. Get that into your head, because some of you are thick. Some of you are stupid. It is not all about sex. We are not promiscuous. Promiscuity is something that happens with every sexuality. If you are someone that is promiscuous, you are promiscuous. Whether you are gay or not, it doesn't have anything to do with your sexuality. Promiscuity has nothing to do with your sexual orientation. Did you hear that? The thing that really, really annoys me as well is when they hypersexualize queer people and tend to say that we lack meaningful relationships. I am going to use myself as an example. I have been in a relationship now for going to 7 years. Of course, this is not the same for everybody. In every situation, you're going to find people that are higgy haga, because the thing is, there are gay people in wonderful relationships. I am in a very good relationship where I am supported, where we support each other, where we care for each other, where we are kind to each other, where we know the meaning of family. This man is my family. I'm his family. We are together. I'm happy. Saying that queer people lack meaningful relationship is absolutely nonsense. I know friends. I have some friends. Oh God, I'm hot. I need to find myself, girl. Gosh, I'm hot. It's so, yeah, I need to find myself. I know people, my friends, who have been together for years, 25 years to be precise. I know some gay people that have been together for 15 years. I know lesbian couples that have been together for over 10 years. Equating us to hypersexuality and promiscuity is disrespectful to who we are, because we believe in companionship, we believe in family, we believe in union, we believe in sharing wonderful time together. It is like every other relationship. The only difference is that it can be two men or two women, or it can be a man that is non-binary but with a woman. It can be a man that is gay and the wife knows that they are gay or bisexual and they are with them. So who are you to define and tell us that we are not deserving of love? That our love, our relationship, and who we are is not the right thing to be? Who do you think you are to tell us that? No human being has the right to define how a person is supposed to live their life and be happy. At the end of the day, I'm saying this to everyone that is queer. No, don't allow anyone to hypersexualize you and tell you that because you are queer, you are never going to be in a meaningful relationship. No, you can. Homosexuality and queerness doesn't have anything to do with hypersexuality. It doesn't have anything to do with promiscuity. If you are a philanderer, if you are promiscuous, I am repeating myself here, your sexual orientation has nothing to do with that. Okay? My God. This one I have heard all my life. All my freaking life. I have heard this. Gay men are weak and not real men. So I was actually told this yesterday on TikTok Live. Someone said, "Oh, you're not a man." Not even yesterday. This happens all the time where people will come and say to me, "Are you a woman? What is your gender now?" Meaning that you are not a man for being gay. I just laugh. I just feel that this has everything to do with toxic masculinity. If I bite my tongue, why am I not pronouncing the word correctly? You know what I mean? It has to do with that. And I think it has to do with misogyny and sexism as well. Because people tend to equate gay men with women in the sense that they feel like women are lower and weaker. So because women are lower and weaker, if you are a gay man, automatically some of these crusty, dusty, stupid people will then think that you are a woman. You and I know that a lot of men, some of these men are weak as fuck. They are weak as fuck. Some of them are. The truth of the matter is that some of them, because of they are weak, they want women to need them. So when you need them, it makes them feel like they are powerful. Like 100%, any man that is homophobic is a sexist and misogynistic because they are tied together. So calling a gay man weak and not man enough is disrespectful, because at the end of the day, we are all men. It's just that we are attracted to men. We are in same gender loving relationship. So I don't understand. It's like you saying that a woman who is masculine presenting is now a man. No, that person is just masculine presenting. That person is still a woman. Therefore, if someone is a woman, why are you disrespecting them to say to them that they are now men? You know what I'm saying? This is the reason why when certain people, young men who walk on the street and people think that they are feminine presenting, they will attack them. Act like a man. Why are you behaving like a woman? This has happened so many times. I remember something that happened a few years ago that someone was saying to one younger individual that I was around. This kid was really, really young. Actually, I just don't want to go into this because it's really, really a touching situation for me. So they said to them, "Why are you acting like a girl? And I'm like, no, they don't act like a girl. This person is who they are. Why do you have a problem with that? Because at the end of the day, if you have a child or you have somebody in your life and that person acts a particular way, the worst thing you can do to them is try to change them. Allow people to express themselves in peace. This is a very horrible thing. I don't even know what to say. I'm trying as much as possible not to cry when I say certain things because it's very personal for me. Because I have been told so many times, why do you want to dress a certain way? I have gone through my life trying to please society, trying to conform, trying not to dress and wear the things that I like. It got to a point where I don't care. If I like a bag, I'm going to buy a bag. If I like a particular kind of outfit, I'm going to buy it. And I'm going to express myself. And I'm going to live my life authentically, unapologetically. This goes out to anyone that is gay, whether you are effeminate or not. There are different versions of queer people. So you can be a masculine gay man, you can be an effeminate gay man, you can be a gay man that loves football, you can be a gay man that plays football, you can be a gay man that likes the outdoors, you can be a gay man that loves fashion, you can be a gay man that does so many things. There are different versions of LGBTQIA plus individuals. And I think that these misconceptions are rooted in hatred, and it is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. It is. And another misconception that I'm going to be discussing is misconception rooted in religion and culture. So, they say to you that being gay is a sin. Have you heard that? That's why you hear things like, God forgive you. You need to find Jesus. Repent. The kingdom of God is coming. You are a sinner. You are going to go to hell. Religious teachings are often misinterpreted to justify homophobia. They are often misinterpreted to justify homophobia. It is always used as a blanket to be evil towards queer people. They weaponize religious beliefs to make you feel less than human, to make you feel like shit, to make you feel like your humanity does not matter. At the end of the day, we are all humans. It is about humanity. So using religion and culture, the thing is that religion and culture is conflated here because some of the people who come here to say, why are you gay? You are a sinner and things like this, that it is not in our culture, are absolutely confused. They don't know what they are talking about. That is why they will always say to you, oh, you are going to go to hell. You need to find God, that it is not in the Bible. So I've said this so many times. I do not subscribe to your version of Christianity. I don't read the Bible. I have never, ever in my lifetime had any connection with the Bible, despite the fact that I was raised Catholic. There's so many things in the Bible that does not add up. There's so many things in the Bible that does not make sense to me. Because of this, I have never believed in the Bible that way. I am not saying that I don't believe that there is something higher. Of course, I do believe. I worship my being, my creator in my own kind of way. But what I do not subscribe to is your version of Christianity, which is harmful to me. I don't subscribe to that. Then we look into like cultural rejection. It's just like me being Igbo, right? They will be like, LGBTQI identities is a betrayal to the Igbo tradition and the Nigerian values and the African values and things like this. And people do not understand that two things can be true at the same time. It is not harmful because the truth of the matter is that I am Igbo. I am from Nigeria. I am gay. I am queer. I am who I am. How is that a problem? There is a reconciliation in that I'm Igbo, I'm black, I'm African, I'm from Nigeria, I'm from Njikok local government area of Anambra State, which means that my identity is who I am. I need someone to explain to me the reason why you think that I cannot claim where I come from. I am going to go back to the first episode where I was explaining things about me being Igbo and how certain Igbo people pride themselves in being Igbo. Because of that, they feel like I shouldn't say that I'm an Igbo man. At the end of the day, there are different versions of Igbo people. We are not a monolith, meaning that you can be Igbo and be gay. You can be Igbo and be bisexual. You can be Igbo and be straight. You can be Igbo and absolutely be a scammer and fraudster that you guys don't have a problem with. You can be Igbo and be a governor and be a banker, a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, all of these things, right? But because I'm Igbo and homosexual, then it's a problem for you. You need to go and have several seats because this is a problem that needs to be dealt with. I'm going to say something here in a nutshell that we as a people should understand that being queer, LGBTQIA plus is something that is in our culture. It is not something that is imported by anyone. It is and has always been and will continue to be of Africa. It is always going to be our culture. Nobody teaches anyone to be gay. In a nutshell, I'll just mention a few things that I hear all the time. Gay people are cursed or spiritually possessed. That's why they will say things like that person is possessed by the spirit by by the spirit of homosexuality. Have you heard that? I hear that all the time. You know, gay people are pedophiles. Gay people are disobedient to their family and society. I have been told that so many times. They will say things like, "Are your family proud of you? Are your parents proud of you? Are your parents supportive of you?" Blah 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 blah. They say all this nonsense all the time. Then you hear things like gay people are Western puppets. I have said something like this in a different version. Gay people can be fixed through marriage or conversion therapy. Gay people are bad role models. My dear, look at me. Look at me. I am not your children's role model. You cannot learn how to be gay. It is not something that you can teach anybody. So saying to me that gay people are bad role models is just nonsense, because if we listen to some of you that are less than smart, which means that if you learn sexuality, that means that everybody in the world will be straight. All I have seen all my life is men kissing women, lip-syncing women, and things like this. My dear, go sit down, oh, I beg. Leave me. Let's get into how these stereotypes can be harmful and how they can affect LGBTQIA plus individuals. For me, it has affected me in so many ways with my family, especially when I was a lot younger. I'm going to share my personal experience, the emotional trauma that I went through, the things that I've been told, and how a particular sister-in-law of mine will continue to go back to my sister with nonsense about me. It is mentally tasking when you say that I'm not going to conform, I'm going to live my life. When I was younger, as soon as I got to a particular age, I started hearing that being gay is something bad. That is when I realized that my life is going to be a hell. That is when I realized that it is never going to be easy for me, that my life is going to be hard. And it has ever been since. The only difference is that I am very extremely strong-willed, in the sense that I say to myself, I am going to continue to rise. Resilience. That I'm going to continue to do that. So I have been told that if I'm not careful, I'm going to be killed. I have been told that if I am in a particular place, this is what is going to be happening to me. I have received a message from a sibling of mine who said, this is what is going to happen to you because you're gay. I know I'm not telling this story the way I should tell it because it is heavy for me to have these conversations. But what I'm trying to say is that I have been made to believe that who I am is wrong. And that is something that I have worked on. I have worked on myself immensely to get to where I am emotionally, mentally, and otherwise. I have gone to therapy on so many occasions just to understand why. Because I am a person who seeks a lot of answers and I wasn't letting go. As soon as I stopped seeking answers, which means I stopped seeking approval, acceptance, permission, and validation in places where I will never, ever, ever in a million years get them. I stopped. What I did was I grieved, because not speaking to a particular brother of mine, especially, has been the most difficult for me. Because boy, I love that man. But I don't have to care anymore. I have lost friends. You know, like the way younger people, when you are young, say when you are 18, 19, You will see girls in schools, boys who will see a girl they like and things like this. They have those conversations. We as queer people, especially if you grew up in Africa, depending where in Africa, maybe it is different in South Africa. I'm not really sure. Your development is different in the sense that you are not able to have this conversation and tell your friend, oh my God, I saw that boy. I love him. I like him. I'm crushing on him. I didn't do that. I have always known and tried to hide myself, to make myself small. But I got to a point where I said, no, Charles, you cannot continue to make yourself small for the rest of your life. You cannot continue to do that. Because if you continue to make yourself small for the rest of your life, you will regret it. I said to myself, I don't want to be in my deathbed and regret not living my life. What I'm saying in a nutshell is these stereotypes can be harmful because what people tend to do is they think about themselves. They don't think about the individual. They think about what people are going to say about their family, not about their child. The other day on TikTok Live, Jade said the most touching thing to me, where she said that all she cares about is taking care of her children. If her children happen to be whatever they want to be, that she loves her children regardless. That her worries will be what will happen to her children if they happen to be where. And then I shared the story of someone that I know that, and I'm saying this not to be emotional because after that conversation, during that conversation, I felt so heavy because he said when he came out to his mother said that my only worry for you is society, what will happen to you, maybe people harming you. That was never my experience. I have never ever been asked by anyone that is related to me what your struggles are with your sexuality and things like that, even the ones who tend to care. But I don't really care because I've gotten to that place where I have made peace with myself and I continue to make peace with myself. I continue to learn how to. I continue to make peace with the consequences of who I am. And that has been the thing for me. What I am going to say to you here is that it gets better. It will be better. It is better. It will be wonderful. You will get to a point in your life where you will be like, why do I even care? As I always say, you do not need to come out to anyone. You don't need to. You don't have to. But what you need to do is make peace with who you are. Make peace with yourself. I have been making peace with myself continuously every day. And that has been wonderful for me. That has been wonderful. That has been enriched. Oh God, I'm going to bite my tongue. That has been enriching for me. That has been the best thing ever to happen to me. And I'm going to say to you, be strong. Hold on. You are born this way. Who you are is not wrong. It is not a taboo. It is not a sin. Okay? If anything, learn from people like me. Still I rise. I'm here. I continue to fight. I continue to break barriers. I continue to amplify queer African voices and queer voices. I continue to be visible. I'm amplifying visibility and representation because that is what it is meant to be. That is how life is supposed to be. One thing is, if people are not going to love you like some of the crusty friends that are now my ex-friends that I lost, those people were never supposed to be in my life. It is coming from me to you. Love who you are. Say to yourself, it is okay to be who you are because who you are is not wrong. I'm just going to go into breaking the myths because there's a lot of myths that you hear and all of them are just absolutely lies. They are lies. In summary, like, I just don't understand that people don't want to have the education that they need to understand. I can understand people are ignorant sometimes, but boy, how can you just have so many myths? That does not make any sense. How can you? Some things that are not true. I know this is horrible to say, but they come and say, oh, gay people wear pampers. Gay people bleed. Gay people do this. Gay people do that. I'm just not going to go into any of this myths. But what I'm going to say to you is we need to dismantle these harmful beliefs because these are horrible. These are harmful. You can look at it either way and understand that believing in something that is actually not true about a people that are marginalized is harmful. Things like that gay people sexually abuse children and things like this is a myth. Those are not true. Saying things like if a lesbian couple adopts a daughter, that daughter is going to become a lesbian. No, those things are lies. You need to educate yourself. These things are harmful to LGBTQIA plus individuals. It is harmful. I'm just going to say something that needs to be said because there are a lot of people who are doing what needs to be done. We need to continue to break these barriers. We need to continue to break these barriers. All of you that are homophobic, that are wayward, I'm saying this to you. You need to go and learn because all your myths, your stereotypes, your misconceptions is harmful to LGBTQIA plus individuals. It is harmful to that young, effeminate child. It is harmful to that trans girl. It is harmful to that gay boy, to that gay man, to that lesbian woman. It is harmful. What I'm urging you to do today is if you don't like us, if you come across us on a social media platform, or you see us on the streets of Lagos, Johannesburg, Ghana, Accra, Manchester, London, Cameroon, if we're walking on the right-hand side of the road, cross over to the left-hand side and leave us the fuck alone because we did not do anything wrong to you. All we are doing is existing like every other human being. We just want to exist, coexist, and live our life. So if you understand humanity, you are going to leave us alone and leave us alone. Okay? Okay, yes. I'm just going to encourage all of you to reflect on your beliefs, challenge stereotypes that you may have internalized. Speak to your family members that are homophobic, transphobic. Speak to them. If you are in a bystander situation, someone that is queer is being attacked or being spoken against, being spoken about in a not so good way, challenge them. Challenge it because this will help us to change these misconceptions and these stereotypes and to see that queer people, LGBTQIA plus individuals are humans at the end of the day. It is about humanity. It is about humanity. It is about humanity. We are all humans at the end of the day. Make sure to share this podcast to all your friends, your family members, and stop being homophobic. Stop being transphobic. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you in the next episode. Continue to be wonderful. Be a good citizen. As I said, it is about humanity. I will see you in the next episode. Have a fab time. Love is love. We love us for real. We love us for real. We are born this way. I shall see you next time. Bye.